Man, kind of want to talk about spirits, man. And in this one, I want to talk about actually like low spirits. Like, so someone can ask you, "Are you in good spirits?" And you could say, I'm in great spirits, man." I guess you could. Somebody could, but or you could say, "Nah, man, I'm in low spirits." Or your mind's in the gutter. You got stinking thinking, rumination, racing thoughts, anxiety, chronic depression, a feeling of detachment and disassociation, because it's kind of like you're getting overloaded with people's toxic dumping and life's toxic dumping and the constant continual dripping of stuff. Like I've been there before. Like I didn't know I had chronic depression. I didn't know that the reason I couldn't get out of bed until like 3 o'clock was because of all the toxic, boundaryless abuse that I was suffering, all this gaslighting, and all this being used as an emotional tampon by many different sources. Like, I'm like a super source because a lot of people have used me for supply and groomed me and just, submitted me to the programming. And then outside of that, there's a universal societal programming that other people see you're wounded and you've already been groomed and trained, and they join in on the festivities, man. And, that can lead to a very jaded pessimism, and it can, I mean, it's self-abuse and like basically vanity of vanity, saith the preacher. And you can go try to, throw it all in a bottle, man. And just so you're so numb, you can laugh at it all. Because if you didn't laugh, you might cry. Like, it gets that intense. Especially being empathic, man, when you're sensitive to walking on eggshells and being afraid to speak your mind because you're dealing with a delusional people who just want to see things their own way. They love to hear them. In a way, you can become a Debbie Downer and a negative Nancy, an energy vampire, when you just go with the parasite programming. I just call all the programs inside people the parasite because it's complex, man. It's unique to every person's kind of situation, but basically there'll be a main dominant temperament towards a certain strategy or coping mechanism. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they're doing it below the veil of consciousness at times, but they know what they're doing. It's like the program's in there, and it's like almost automatic. It takes over as if they're almost possessed. You know what I'm saying? And they call it low spirits. So heaviness is a spirit. Sadness is a spirit. Being in pain and lament is a spirit. It can be an attitude when you take away when you demystify it to an extent. But spirits that do possess people, like there's a spirit of jealousy, there's lying spirits, evil spirits, and other kind of spirits with different kind of assignments. I'm not really an expert on it all, but I do believe in these things. And I do believe, like, when you can say you resonate with a certain frequency, you can say that's you're tapping into a spiritual pool. And it depends on how you're tuned up. If you're low on the scale, you'll resonate with the negative. So therefore your vision will be cloudy. Everything you will see will have these lenses of negativity over it. Or, on the flip side, if you're overly happy and giddy, you're, even though you'll be in good spirits, but look, you'll be like, you'll be seeing things with rose-colored glasses, and you'll be it'll be toxic positivity, which with some of these people, like, they use this toxic positivity as a self abuse, like I was saying about with the chronic depression and all the just this ridiculous redundancy and hypocrisy of it all, and the vanity and the futility and the onslaught. It can get to you. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, though, the minute that it clicks, like, look, I was around a lot of women, and I was in an abusive freaking relationship, very psychologically and emotionally abusive, very like it was all over the freaking place, man. And I ignored so many like red flags, and you know what I'm saying? And because I was already weakened, it was easy to fall into. But in a way, by letting one tiger in to keep the others at bay, I did see, and I learned the forest and the trees, so to speak, that there was a lot of problems. And it's kind of like cult leaders and abusive relationships. They like to isolate you. But once you get into the chronic fatigue and the chronic depression, it's like, you can't tell. You don't have the energy to figure out how to get out of it, because you're like already so freaking drained that you're below zero, and you're just trying to get back to neutral. But every time somebody's shooting it down, somebody's sabotaging it, somebody needs to pull you down so they can come back up. All right, I got a call coming in. I'll be back.